you couldn't get off to a better start to a recording career than this band did with that 78 self-titled debut, released February 10th, 1978, reached number 19, went on to sell 10 million copies. Ted Templeman, the producer, engineered by Don Landee, an important name in Van Halen history. They would be the team behind the sound of Van Halen for all of the Roth era albums, and this album has timeless classics, radio staples, Running with the Devil, You Really Got Me, Ain't Talking About Love, Jamie's Crying, Ice Cream Man, the album tracks I'm the One, Atomic Punk, Feel Your Love Tonight, Little Dreamer, On Fire, and then there is the instrumental you may have heard of called Eruption. Their ascent continues with the album 1984. Now they're the biggest rock band in the world. A number 2 album, 10 million copies sold. Jump goes to number 1. Panama, Hot for Teacher, huge on radio, huge on MTV. I'll Wait is a hit single, which I wish they had made a video for that. I always pictured a video of Dave like as a detective or, reading the magazine and he's trying to track down the girl in the magazine, but never happened. Don't know why. Rounding out those hits, Top Jimmy, Drop Dead Legs, Girl Gone Bad, House of Pain. If you had to choose between this album and the 78 debut, which would you say is better, or which is your favorite and why? I'm putting you on the spot here, Morgan.
That's okay.
I have my choice, but I'll wait for you to go first.
For me, although 1984 has so many great high points, I'd go back to the debut of the two. I think it's a more even. The quality's more even across the album, and I think sonically it's a bit better too. I think that Sunset Sound recording is great. Obviously, the 5150 allowed Eddie so much more creative control, which is excellent for him. But I think they made some compromises because of that. You get Alex starting to have to use a scaled down kit and like electric drums to physically fit into the room, which it's kind of the sound at the time, but it doesn't sound so good to my ears now.
Interesting points, and they're all valid. I go with 1984 just because from a personal standpoint, as a kid, seeing the video Jump and listening to that album for the first time and just being blown away by it. I have to go with 1984, but you're right. I think from start to finish, the Van Halen debut beats out 1984. Because some people will say the House of Pain and Girl Gone Bad, those who are into the pop side of Van Halen don't like those songs. But if you're into the hardcore, heavier side of Van Halen, it's a welcomed departure from the keyboard stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they're tremendous workouts, particularly for Eddie and Alex. The playing on those is just phenomenal. Great riffs. I don't know if as sort of whole songs they're necessarily as satisfying as some of the songs on that debut, but just collections of spectacular moments. They're incredible.
Interesting that Wilson Pickett's In the Midnight Hour was recorded for that album, and it's done, mixed, the whole thing. It's somewhere in the vaults. I don't know if we'll ever hear it, but yeah, that would be fascinating to listen to.
That would be an amazing thing to hear. Had the balance of power not swung further away from the sort of Roth Templeman side of things, maybe we'd have actually got to hear that. Yeah. Hopefully, if there's going to be some archival release in the future, maybe some of these things will actually find their way out of the vaults, because I'd love to hear that.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.